Oh, hi there. I can see people now. Hi, Danny. Hello. Hi, Sally. I feel like I haven't been on for a while, and I've come on purely for the fact that I've had some messages. Firstly, checking if I'm all right. Hi, Melanie. I'm glad you're here because you're one of the first things that I'm actually going to mention. Melanie Leahy, who is on the feed now. Yeah, I know, Kyle. I'm still here. I've just been doing a lot of research, a lot of stuff in our boy's case, trying to get a case together, and there's a lot of work involved in that. So lots of things have been going on. Katrina, I'm very, very humbled, very humbled. Yes, I thought it was about time I came on, just to let you know I was okay. And also, again, the censorship is really being ramped up at the moment. YouTube, I've been doing videos on YouTube. My name on YouTube is Tracy of the Family Blackwell, because that is, thank you, Kyle, that is very much shadow banned. I've even tried to share it on Facebook because I have been doing lives on there. And Facebook, of course, are censoring that heavily. They are deleting friends off my personal page, plus off Fighting for Justice. And people that are sharing stuff off Fighting for Justice, Brian, hopefully see you soon. People that are sharing stuff off Fighting for Justice, that is being shadow banned, and some of them are being banned. So I'm just letting you know. Hi, Annie. Hi there, Kenny. Thank you for joining me. So I'm just letting you know that if you are deleted off my personal page or off Fighting for Justice, it is not me, it is Facebook doing it. And they do that because it's a psychological tactic, isn't it? If you see yourself deleted, you think I've deleted you. You think to yourself, well, I haven't done nothing to her and she's deleted to me. And then, you know, again, these are the type of tactics that they're doing. But what I wanted to say firstly, and that's why I said in the beginning that I'm glad Melanie is on this feed tonight. Melanie has a page called Justice for Matthew Leahy. And it's on Facebook. And I've done lives with Melanie and a couple of other mothers who have also sadly lost their sons. Melanie has done another petition, and that is for a statutory public inquiry. The families, they are, Katrina, they are. The families had already done one petition, and they got 105,000 signatures for a statutory public inquiry. I wouldn't delete anyone, Robert. Yeah, hi Claire. I have been doing them, but I've been doing them on YouTube and sharing them onto Facebook, and they're heavily censored. Yes, they are getting worse, Christine. So with Melanie, she has this petition, and what's happened is they've opted for an independent inquiry. Totally ignored the 105,000 signatures. So Melanie has done another petition. We've been pushing that petition over a number of weeks, and they are still heavily shadow banning that petition. So that's another reason why I'm doing a live, to push the petition. Hi, Susan. For justice. It's on Justice for Matthew Leahy. If you could spare the time to go to that page, sign the petition and share it, please, because Facebook are shadow banning that petition. And there is 66 families so far involved across Essex in that petition, looking for a statutory public inquiry into the deaths of their loved ones. You know, for 3 years I've been out here myself. Yeah, I know, Florence, I know. I'll just quickly have a look at some of your messages, because sometimes I forget to do that. I do look at them after, so you never waste your time in sending a message. It's very hard sometimes to see when they're going so quick of what's been said. Yeah, see, Stevie, Melanie, you can see what Stevie's just written. He's put, I tried to sign the petition. I waited for a confirmation email and it never came. Why do you answer some messages but not all others? Robin, I don't know what you mean by that. If you mean as a comment, it's very difficult when you're talking. I'm on the phone, so you've only got a little bit at the bottom. Thank you, Claire. Yeah, where messages are coming and they go so quick, you miss loads of messages. You miss loads. But if you've messaged me, yeah, can you put the link in, Melanie? I can't. Thank you. But if you're talking about privately, I get so many messages. I cover Fighting for Justice, the Yellow Vest page, my own page, and I've got another page, plus YouTube. Plus, in the background, Fighting for Justice. So at the moment, just to let you know where I am, for 3 years I've been fighting. I thought that I would just be fighting against the police. Hi, Carl. Thought I would just be fighting against the police. To find out that it's not just the police you end up fighting against. And that they're just the ones who corrupt. They're not. You've then got the CPS and them fighting against the coroner. A couple of months back, I asked the coroner for a meeting to show him another lot of fresh evidence so he would open the inquest into the murders of our boys. He refused to have that meeting. From there, emailing the MPs, my new MP, which I stood against as an independent in December in the general election, just ignores my emails. Boris Johnson, who has been CC'd in an email for a retrial, just ignored that because these people are all aware. But on my journey from when my son was murdered and going out on the streets, you meet many people in pain. Hi, Keith. Many people in pain and suffering. And you realise how many injustices are going on in this country. And that's because we have no true representation. And all the institutions are corrupt with common purpose people infiltrated by foreign socialists. I now realise myself that the country I thought I lived in, I don't live in. You know, the British establishment are the enemy of England. That's what they are. And there is many people that are awake to this, but there is many people who are not. Who are not. Everything is corrupted. Our history is corrupted. From the day we were born, we were lied to. I found that out. I have found many things out. The legal system. I'm in the process at the moment. Many of you will know who have followed our boy's story. The fact that during the course of this, we found out after our boys had their funerals that other parts of our boys were taken without our consent. Although the police ticked a form on the day we ID'd our children, saying that we didn't need these parts back before burial. The police ticked that without us knowing. But we found out about these other parts, and as I've said to you before, in my home, I sadly have my son in 3 parts of my home. And this is what they do to families. They continue to keep you in this trauma. And I'm now liaising with some people I know that run a funeral parlour into having another burial for my son. And we shouldn't have to go through these things. But I'm not the only person or the only family that are going through this. There's loads of us. And that's why it's important. And I know how hard it is that any other family that is out there that is suffering injustice has to speak up. So you can show the people of this country how many there is of us. And believe me, I've met many, and I have many messages, and Melanie Leahy that's here. Here you go, Melanie Leahy, who lost her son in suspicious circumstances, who is on my feed, has put, I did exactly that. Body parts found in free filing cabinets, in free police stations, in the police stations. Why would they have that? Why would they have that? And that's what saddens me, that so many people are awake. So many people are awake. And I don't really like using that word, because words are power, and they've corrupted our language. And they corrupted it so they could use legalese on us. And we wouldn't know their terminology for words that we were taught meant something else. So there's a lot to learn, and as for the solutions, you're being fed down loads of different paths, and many the wrong paths, because there's lots of stage videos on Facebook, and they are stage. Look, they've even corrupted, and I'll prove this to you, they've corrupted that. They corrupted that. And if you want proof of that, if you have a Bible in your house, go to Matthew 6, verse 9 to 13, which is the Lord's Prayer. Now, most people, I would say, in this country would know what the Lord's Prayer is. Go and get that, pick it up, have a look, Matthew 6, verse 9 to 13. See the corruption. As years go on, they corrupt everything. So then our children will learn a different history to what we learn, so that you can never find out what the truth is. Someone sent me this, and I meant to do this ages ago, and I forgot. The person's name, I'll just say, is Adam, and it was during the month of October last year, and he was walking through Asda, and in Asda he went past the Halloween stand where you take your children to pick Halloween costumes. Now, so any costumes that are on that stand to children would always be something that's scary, a witch or a ghost or a zombie. This is all part and parcel of the brainwashing they do. So this was on the stand, and the gentleman called Adam took a photo and he sent it to me. Brainwashing. So here, in Asda, it actually says on it, and you, Nora, actually says on it, petrifying police set. So what do you think that does to children? What do you think that tells children? What do you think that tells them? It tells them to be scared of the police, to be scared of them, to fear them, that the police are people to fear. That's what it tells them. You know, there would have been a time, probably centuries ago now, that people would have said to their children, you know, if you get lost or you're scared, find a policeman. No. No. The police are nothing but a private, for-profit corporation. That's all they are. They're not here. Absolutely, Lindsay, fear. And everyone right now, with all this madness that is going on, just needs to be brave and do what they would normally do on a daily basis, as hard as it is. You know, they let us believe that we live in a democracy. We don't live in a democracy. You know, it's just puppets, isn't it, rotating. We have a government of occupation committing malfeasance, abuse of power, a de facto government with no representation down here. We have none. Now, before I go, I'll just tell you the story of when I stood as an independent and I was at Brunel University where they was counting the votes. The Tory MP that won in the constituency I was standing in was the only MP that wasn't counting the votes. Was that because he knew he had already won? How can your comments be removed, Diane? Facebook, yeah? The only one who wasn't counting his votes or checking his votes and checking that they were counting properly. The only one. So everyone, no matter how hard it is, no matter how high that hill is, no matter how much it is an uphill battle, just keep going. It is a dictatorship. And sadly, most people one day will wake up and they'll be living in a socialist nation and they won't even realise that it's happened. Because they just believe what they're told. I don't expect anyone to believe, what I tell you. Just research. Because research is the key, because they don't bank on you researching. And they don't bank on people speaking out. I'm treated like I'm a criminal. And I get attacks from all sorts of places. So many trolls. All over the place, making videos continually about me. That's their psychological tactic, isn't it? To discredit my personality and who I am as a person. And that's what they do. I'm just going to quickly look through your... Absolutely, Alfie, it's all rigged and staged. 100% yes, one rule for them and one rule for us. They just see us as a species. I don't know what they believe they are, but they see us as a species different to what they are, and that is what they teach their children. They keep it all in-house. They keep it all in-house. I'm just going to look for this. Jamie, I'm so humbled. I'm so humbled. And even though you haven't seen me, everyone, out there like you usually see me on the streets, believe me, I haven't gone away. Believe me, I haven't gone away. I've just had so many emails to send, so many phone calls to make, because I am building a case. And not by myself either. Yes, control. Know that our English language, like I said a moment ago, is corrupted, and words are power. And in school we was told all these words meant this, when a lot of words have double meaning. Double meaning. Thank you, Annie. Thank you. No, Julie, I won't. Johnny, you'll have... It's all right. I understand if you've jumped on and never seen me before. You know what it's about. Just have a look through my videos, you know, and that'll help. The journey is never ending, and I don't want to be sitting here in 26 years time still doing what I'm doing. So I've had to learn the law, their legal realm. We live in a duality. You have legal, you have lawful, you have constable, you have officer. There's many things that they've done to hide everything from you. And he who does not assert his rights have none. And the government was set up to protect your rights, not to give you rights, to protect your inalienable or unalienable. People say different, un and in, yeah? Rights that you were born with, that are natural to have. And governments were set up to protect your rights, your liberty, and your property. And they've trespassed all over that. They were put in trust, and they've abused their trust. And they've moved their jurisdiction above all of us and put us down here. That's what they've done. Yeah, and we weren't made to sit and take it. And it's so simple. All you have to do is say no. That's all the people have to do in this country, is say no. And no is more powerful than saying yes. And that's it. And that's it. But they've infiltrated every single group, every local group of where you live. I check everything out and I research everything. And as soon as I see a mini video, I check that out. I check that out. There are not many truthers online telling you the truth. Most are shrills. Most are controlled opposition. And even if some of these tell you they're censored, does not mean they are. And when they're saying move from this platform to that platform, who owns the internet? Who owns Windows? Who owns it? Doesn't matter what platform you jump on. I know people on BitChute that I can't see their videos because they're censored. And yet BitChute is meant to be a platform where you can have your freedom of speech. No. All distractions and all lies. All of them. Exactly. Bill Gates owns Windows. And what did Bill Gates do? Created viruses so he could sell you antiviruses. And Trojan horses. Think about it, people. Think. Think. A cyber warfare, psychological warfare, how to win a war without weapons. And just like voting is an illusion, so they can pretend that we live in a democracy. We don't vote these people, they're chosen. I stood as an independent, I've seen it with my own eyes, and how they hide you. I was hid from hustings. You know, there's loads of ways that they can corrupt the election. You know, they just have someone in the community centres and in the schools where the ballot boxes are, just putting them in their car and taking them to where they're being counted. It's easy to switch over, isn't it? It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. So, anyway, that's enough for me. I didn't intend to be on that long. I just wanted to say to you that I'm still here. Absolutely, Julie. Absolutely. It's run by evil. It's beyond evil, and that's what it is. Yeah? This is a fight between good and evil right now. This is a fight between good and evil, and truth and lies, and shills and real people. That's the fight. And that's why I'm hated so much. That's why I'm hated so much. Because I don't just come on and just tell you about our boys' murders. I try and tell you what I've learned along the way. Because that is the right thing to do. Brexit's another story. It was a distraction, wasn't it? If we had Brexit, we wouldn't be paying VAT. There's a lot to that. It was just a distraction. You know, out of one thing and straight into NOO, because that's what's coming. They guide, throughout history, they guide revolutions. Now, you may have someone think that that's accidental. No. It's guided that way. And a revolution will come. And in will come the people that will pretend to be your saviours. Oh, I can see them already, setting themselves up on their chessboard. And then we'll let you think that we won. No. It's to get a more stranglehold. And the children deserve a better country than we live in right now. And they deserve to be kept safe. And they're not. And sadly, I know that firsthand. Everyone take care. Keep going. And be brave. And certainly don't fear them in their ivory towers. Take care. Thank you, everyone.